Hello once again, Niner Faithful, and welcome back to another episode of 49ers Playbook on the channel that's trying to answer the whys and hows of the game. The 49ers positioned themselves at the top of the NFC West with a blowout win over the Arizona Cardinals on Monday Night Football. It was a resounding win that demonstrated just how dangerous this team can be. Kyle Shanahan showed how potent of a play caller he can be by utilizing the pass against Arizona in the first half to set up the run in the second half. D'Amico Ryans also showcased once again why he is being considered as a head coaching candidate going forward. Both guys were at the top of their game, just like you can be if you head over to manscaped.com right now and use promo code JD49 to get 20% off and free shipping. Whether for yourself or as a gift, check out the Platinum Package 4.0 to help deck the halls and prep the balls for the holiday season. You'll get every item from the Platinum line, including the Ultra Premium Body Wash, shampoo and conditioner, and deodorant to make sure you're feeling fresh for the festivities. There's also the crown jewel of the Platinum Package, which is the Lawnmower 4.0, the premium tool for your jewels. It features skin-safe technology to make sure that everything is safe through all your grooming practices, LED flashlight, and is waterproof. There's also a host of other items to meet all your male grooming needs. Again, that's promo code JD49 to get 20% off and free shipping. Again, that's manscaped.com and promo code JD49 for 20% off and free shipping today. You're watching Johnny Dell's Football Academy. After a couple failed drives to start the game, the 49ers were able to convert a third down to spark the offense and kick off a cavalcade of scoring. We start off by motioning McCaffrey out wide, and with a corner on him, this reveals zone coverage. The Cardinals are sugaring the A-gaps with a pressure look. This is a good pre-snap read by Jimmy. With the zone look, he knows they're only going to bring one of the linebackers, as one will have to drop in shade to the three receiver side. So he's going to look to work the boundary side where he'll have Kittle on an option route. From here at the snap, he has to read the option route the same as Kittle. If Budda Baker stays inside the interference, Kittle will run an out route. If he goes outside, he'll break in. Jimmy reads Baker's leverage and delivers a strike with the defender coming free at him. That's really good stuff from Jimmy there. Then we pick up another third down on the drive. Here, the Cardinals are running a form of man coverage. The defense actually plays pretty good coverage, but it's a really great throw by Jimmy to put the ball right where it needs to be. One reason we saw such a pass-heavy first half was because the Cardinals came out in a six-man front a lot in the first half. But we were able to rip off a few good runs against it. Here, we're going to get a big toss play. This is just old school football. You don't see this a ton like you used to, asking wide receivers to do the old school crackdown blocks because not many wideouts can block linebackers like Debo and Ayuk. Then when you have a left tackle like Trent Williams, this isn't fair. You tell me, who's faster, Trent Williams pulling or Kyle Juszczyk leading around? That's how fast Trent Williams is at his size. He leads around and Budda Baker has no chance against it, and we get a big chunk gain on the ground. So now we get the first of 5 touchdowns in the game. First, this is really interesting personnel usage. With the condensed field, teams will usually do a number of things to disguise coverages. Here, we put Kittle and McCaffrey on the same side and run a trips formation with Ayuk, Debo, and Jennings. With Arizona committing both corners and their nickelback to that side, it reveals man coverage. What's not clear to Jimmy pre-snap is where the extra defender will be. So he's going to look to the Kittle-McCaffrey side on a high-low with Kittle on an out. So he's going to look to Kittle and McCaffrey's side on a little high-low with Kittle running an out route, maybe a corner route, maybe a swerve route. It's not 100% sure what the way that Kittle runs this, and McCaffrey on an angle route. As he drops back, he sees Kittle is taken away and wants to go to McCaffrey, who has inside leverage, but pulls the ball down when he sees the hole defender. From there, he's going to work Debo on an out route to Ayuk on what looks to be a stick China route that will break out for 3 steps, then back in. Debo is well covered, so he hits Ayuk in between his man defender and the middle safety. Ayuk runs a great route and a great job by Jimmy to get to his 4th read on the play. One thing D'Amico Ryans did a good job of throughout the game was mixing coverages. Here we're going to be running Tampa 2, and Arizona is going to try and run a dagger concept, which is a post paired with a deep in or dig route. There's been some criticism of Jimmy Ward in the slot, and here's why I'm okay with him being there. He's just a smart football player. Fred Warner is going to be tasked with matching the deep route down the middle of the field. Ward is going to feel that route, know it's going to be matched by Warner, and then expect something in behind it and sits in the throwing lane McCoy wants to hit. This, paired with the pressure, forces McCoy to check it down where the Tampa 2 is soft, over the short middle, and the pressure forces an off-target throw and Ward comes up with the pick. This is really good team defense. Then, off the turnover, we get a big off-schedule play for our 2nd touchdown of the game. So it's 3rd down, and the Cardinals are going to load up to take away the middle of the field. They're going to run a form of 2 zone here. They'll drop a D lineman into a short zone, and Budda Baker will match the deepest route down the middle of the field. This will allow the hook defenders to attack anything between the hashes and the numbers. Even with the 3-man rush, Arizona gets some pressure, but with only a 3-man rush, there's a big lane that opens up. Jimmy climbs the pocket and Budda Baker will get aggressive. Maybe he forgot this is Jimmy G, or maybe he was watching Bosa's presser this week when asked if Kyler Murray was the fastest quarterback in the league, and he said, or Jimmy. Budda attacks and Kittle heads to open space. Jimmy finds him and we get a big play for a touchdown. One thing McCaffrey's brought, and was something I showed in my preview video, was how he can turn a check down into a 1st down. Now, we do have a missed opportunity for a huge play here, but in a game when we score 38, I can't complain too much. We're running a variation on a flood concept here, which is a vertical route, a deep out route, and a flat route that looks to put the defense in a 3-level vertical stretch. The variation is that we add in a wheel route from use check. So Jimmy sees this as quarters coverage, and so he's looking to hit Kittle on the deep out, but he sees Budda flip his hips to attack that out route. This is where he had Ayuk open for a huge gain, as the corner backed off a bit to cover use check. But even with the check down, we get a 1st down. 2 years ago, Jimmy is forcing this ball to Kittle. So while I'd like to see the explosive, it's still efficient play. I will say we could have had 42 points pretty easily in this game, as this was one of 2 missed explosives on this drive Jimmy had, but again, the guy had 4 touchdowns on the day, so we can't really complain at all. So it's worth noting that coming out of the half, you see the cumulative effect of the effectiveness of the pass game. Here we're in 22 personnel with 2 backs and 2 tight ends, and the Cardinals have responded to this with a 4-man front. Remember, they were in a 6-man front against smaller personnel earlier in the game, but because the pass game was so effective in the first half, they're now in a 4-man front with 2 deep safeties. We get a good chunk run with Elijah Mitchell. It's important to note, we're running a power here, pulling the guard and having use check lead up in the hole. So we come out a few plays later in 12 personnel, or 1 back and 2 tight ends. And so what does Arizona do? They come back out in this 6-man front with a single safety. So what does Kyle do? Knowing they weren't going to stand for those inside runs, he has a perfectly timed reverse to take advantage. Here, we're going to make this look a lot like the previous Mitchell run. We're going to pull the guard, Banks, and have Croft look like he's pulling around too, with Mitchell attacking the hole. But now you have Croft pull out and lead around on a reverse with Debo. You also get a great crackdown block by Ayuk, and Trent and Brendel do a good job selling the down block and then release out, and we get Debo for an explosive run for a touchdown. Back on defense, one thing D'Amico Ryans has done really well is he never panics or over adjusts. The Cardinals were able to get the ball to DeAndre Hopkins a lot in the first half, and they're going to look to take advantage of some attention he may draw. They're going to try and hit a shot here off of play action. They'll go with a run fake and then have Hopkins run a 10-yard curl route, attacking slightly inside. They're trying to grab Mooney Ward and then hit a deep over route behind it. But Hufanga did a great job of reading the route and taking it away. From there, Colt McCoy doesn't have anywhere to go with it and has to try and scramble for what he can. Another thing we did really well in the second half was reacting in our palms coverage. The palms coverage we run a lot of and has been spreading a lot throughout the league, again, is a read adjustment defense. It's based upon the route of the number 2 receiver. If he runs any out route less than 5 yards, the outside corner will convert from quarters coverage to cloud, or a 2-zone coverage. At the snap, you can see Ward reading the number 2 receiver, and once he sees him cut short outside, he drives on the route for a stop. Mooney Ward played fantastic in this game. He was a force in the run game, played his assignments very well, and was really, really good. But it's about understanding how the offense is going to attack what you're doing and playing sound football. This is the chess game that you love to see, and so many times as fans we miss during the broadcast. So we just ran palms coverage that's based off a read of the number 2. In response, the Cardinals are going to look to take advantage of it. They're going to run a quick out from the number 2 to draw the cloud coverage. And with Gibson having to convert from quarters coverage to deep half coverage, they're trying to hit Hopkins on a deep corner route between the corner and the safety. Gibson does a good job widening his drop back, and Ward never gets too aggressive on the flat route while reading the quarterback. Gibson stays in great position and attacks the corner route, and the two are able to bracket Hopkins to force an incomplete pass. That's really, really well played on defense when the offense is specifically trying to attack what you're doing. Then there was a couple times guys just whooped the guy in front of him. If you watched Hard Knocks, you know that the right guard for the Cardinals is a guy they didn't even expect to see the field this year, and you can see why. He just gets whooped by Kevin Givens here for a sack. But back on offense, again, you're seeing the cause and effect that Kyle is having on the defense. We're presenting a 9-man surface for blocking, and the Cardinals have a 5-man front. Why? Because they've been hit by 2 big outside runs out of these condensed formations. And this opens up the inside run game. So after the inside run, now we go back outside. Again, great crackdown block by Ayuk, and Budda Baker had to be getting sick of having Trent Williams meet him in the run game. And Juszczyk gets a great block leading around. But let me go back and point this out. Last week I put out a video that was pretty hard on Jake Brendel for a couple big missed blocks. Here, he does an excellent job of getting up on the linebacker, who's never able to be a factor in the play. Then back to the pass game. Again, what Christian McCaffrey brings. We're going to have Debo in the backfield and come out as a receiver. Cardinals roll coverage to that side, so they have a 4-on-3 with Debo and Kittle over there. This puts the linebacker responsible for covering McCaffrey in space, and we hit him on a little looky route for a nice gain. Then Jimmy gets his 3rd touchdown of the game. The Cardinals have been getting cooked, so they're trying to force the issue. They're essentially running coverage 0 here with bracketing coverage on McCaffrey, so they have him covered if he breaks in or out. We're going to have a double slant concept at the top, and this is just Jimmy picking his matchup. They have Budda Baker on Jennings, so Jimmy likes Ayuk. Arizona gets a free man on the rush, but Jimmy just beats it to Ayuk for the touchdown. These are the kinds of throws people don't understand aren't common in the league. Jimmy may not be the best downfield thrower, but when it comes to this kind of stuff, I don't know if you can say there's anyone better at these kinds of throws. Then back on defense, we get another good play by Mooney Ward. Here we're going to show a single high safety and make it look like cover 3 zone. Arizona is going to run a smash concept, which is a short curl mixed with a corner route, and is a cover 2 beater which looks to put the cloud defender in a vertical stretch. If McCoy had read this a little bit better, they actually had a well-timed call as we're going to rotate late into cover 2 zone. McCoy saw Jimmy Ward inside and didn't account for the safety rotation, and so he looks to hit Hopkins quick, but Mooney Ward was in a cloud coverage, never dropped much, and made a great play on the ball. Then we get a really well-timed blitz by Hufanga. When he does this stuff, it just reminds you so much of Troy Polamalu. He times it so well, McCoy has to bail out of the pocket and Fred Warner gets credited for a sack. Then on 4th down, we run 2 zone and just cover everything. I'm not sure who McCoy was trying to hit here. I think he's trying to hit the crossing route, but Greenlaw is just sitting on it to deflect the pass. Then back on offense, we just keep moving. Here, the Cardinals are again trying to force the issue with a zone blitz. With only 3 underneath, they just can't cover the underneath well, and we get Debo wide open. You would like Debo to make sure he has the ball first before he worries about trying to break a tackle, but great job by the offensive line to pick up the pressure and give Jimmy a really clean pocket. Then we're able to make it a huge blowout with our 5th touchdown of the game. Here, we're just going to run that slide concept we've run oh so many times, and we catch Budda Baker getting really aggressive. Arizona is in cover 3 zone, and Budda is the flat defender. He attacks so hard on the run fake, there's no one there on Kittle. And then Arizona just gives up. You can't tell me that's the best effort these guys can give to tackle someone. And it looks like we're going to have another speech from Budda. Well, that's it for this week, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and jump on into the comments as it does help the algorithms. I do try and respond to as many comments as I can, but y'all are just so great about making so many good comments, it's hard to respond to everything. But no, I appreciate each and every comment. Also, if you'd like to support the channel in a new way, I'll have links for that below. San Francisco is now officially rolling, having won 3 straight, and with Christian McCaffrey, the team is putting up 28.5 points per game, which is second only to the Kansas City Chiefs. The team is starting to heat up at the right time, heading down the stretch this season. As always, health will be the biggest factor, but with Jimmy G playing really well, the weapons across the board, and the defense shutting teams down in the second half, there's a lot to like about where the team is. Especially with them expected to only get healthier as we move forward with the returns of Armstead, Ebukam, and hopefully Kinlaw. Also, I want to wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving and make sure to comment one thing that you're thankful for this year. But until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and go Niners.